into a truck.
Yeah.
But he's done for the movie.
Yeah.
So she grabs his gun. Mm-hmm. Stu runs up. Randy runs up.
Yeah, and
they're basically going, no, he's the killer. No, he's the killer.
No, he's a... And then Sydney does this horrible shit of just, fuck you both.
Yeah, because she's like, you know what? I ain't taking any chances. Fuck you both.
No, she doesn't even say that. She just says, fuck you both.
And then slams the door.
It's just mean and fucking evil of fuck you both. Well, I gotta tell you, Sydney, you believe there's only one killer, and you just sentenced one of your good, quote-unquote, friends to death. You're a horrible fucking person.
Hey, you gotta save yourself sometimes.
There's other ways she could have saved herself.
So Randy gets back in somehow, and Stu's gone. And I'm like, wouldn't Stu have just pokey, stabby right then and there? Because the door's closed. She can't see anything.
No, because maybe he's afraid she's looking through the window. He doesn't want to fucking give it away.
Okay.
I mean, he's under strict fucking rules from Billy to shut the fuck up. Okay. So
he takes off. She lets Randy in.
Yeah.
And then fucking...
Well, no, because Billy comes stumbling down the stairs.
Yeah. Like, Sydney...
Yeah. And he basically opens the door.
She gives him the gun.
Yeah, and then he opens the door, and Randy's still fucking there, and she's just like... He's like, get in. It's like, Bill, Stu, he's outside. He's gone mad. And then Billy just literally turns in the evil eye and just like, we all go a little mad sometimes. What? Bang! And shoots Randy. She goes, Anthony Perkins, Psycho. I'm like, okay, here we go.
I can see where the film nerd is coming out.
Yeah.
Hard in this scene.
Mm-hmm.
So we find out that Billy's the killer. As well.
And then Stu comes running in.
As Stu!
And this is where Matthew Lillard is the best thing in the movie.
Oh, he goes...
Holy shit.
Because he's, even in the documentary, he's like, I don't know why they allowed me to just go off. But
from what I'm gathering from the producers, it was because of this style of, like, fucking bravado is what got him the part in the first place. So this was them going, you can do it. Go. This is why we hired you.
Because he's arms flailing and just like, Sid, got it.
You're gonna love this. I swear.
It's a screamer.
Mm-hmm. So fucking good.
And he grabs the dad and goes, there he is. There's Dad. There's dear old Dad looking on there. And then they tell him the plan of like, well, we're going to kill you. And we're going to say he planned all that. Because he starts throwing stuff into his jacket like, well, we're planting the shit on him. We're going to cut him loose.
Yeah.
We're going to shoot you or stab you, and then he's going to shoot himself in the head. And
we're the only two victims who survived this massacre. And then Billy's like, all right, you ready? And Stu's just freaking out going, yeah, baby, let's do it. And he fucking stabs Stu. And Stu's like, Jesus fucking Christ, man. Holy crap. Oh, jeez. And then
my turn.
And he's like, my turn. Okay. Remember, don't go too deep and stay to the left. Yeah, I got it, all right. He fucking does it, and Billy's like, Jesus Christ.
You idiot!
And then fucking stabs him 3 or 4 more times. Billy literally goes like, oh, you motherfucker, blah, blah, and he goes, give me the knife. No.
Yeah, like, I just stabbed you the wrong way, apparently. Yeah, I'm not giving you back the knife.
And then he does give him the knife, and then he stabs him 3 or 4 more times. And Stu's a little unhappy.
And they explain the whole, well, your whore mother slept with my father, and that's why my mom left, and that's why I'm doing this. And Stu's just following along.
He's just doing it for the sake of doing it. And this is, again, where Stu just has some fantastic fucking lines. Because Gale pops back up.
With the gun.
That
they left on the table. Because he's just like, Houston, we
have a problem here. Because he tells him like to go get the gun, and it's not there. And then fucking Gale pops up with the gun, and he's just like, this is with the line that one of probably my favorite line in the whole movie, where he says like, you said she was dead. She looked dead. Still does. Which I love that line, and the delivery is so good. And then Billy realizes something's up, grabs the gun, knocks her the fuck out.
Well, the safety. It's like turning the safety off.
We're getting to there. Storytelling.
Because he knocks her out, but I'm like, you didn't kill her. I mean, he goes to shoot her, I guess. But I'm like, you could have just like...
You could have, And then, so Stu is literally at one point just going like, I think you cut me a little too deep. I think I'm dying here.
Feeling woozy, man!
No, that's later when he smacks him.
Because he's like, there's like spit coming out of his...
here!
There's like spit coming out of his mouth, and I'm like, How did anyone keep a straight face while this guy was acting?
I don't think they did, because if you keep looking at him, every one is a one-shot of just him talking, because I don't think anyone was keeping a straight face.
Because you can't just be going off like this and everyone's like, yes, we're making a very serious horror film.
Trust me, I knew the shit he was going to say, and I'm laughing my ass off.
So he's going to, like, again, fucking Mr. Quip, Mr. fucking smartass Billy's like, this is Gale Weathers signing off.
Yeah, and he's about to shoot her
like,
in the face.
oh, Billy, man, they're gone. And he's like, what?
And then the phone rings.
I'm like, well, they're gone, but you could still fucking totally shoot Gale and then go look for them.
Yeah, but I think you're more worried about the ones that could get away and call the cops. Gale probably isn't going to wake up in the next 5 minutes. You know what I mean? So
he gets a phone call, and then it's Sydney with the voice thing. She's mocking Stu, or Billy, and then
Billy throws the phone at him.
Stu's just like, hello?
Well, he throws the phone at him. He's like, hey, you with the fucking phone. And he picks up the phone, and she just like, Stu.
I do love that he answered, hello?
Stu, well, what do they say? What do they say your motive's going to be? Peer pressure. I'm far too sensitive. And fucking, so... And then, no, because she says she called the cops. He goes, did you really call the cops?
Oh, my mom's going to kill me.
My mom's going to be so mad at me.
And then for no reason whatsoever, Billy opens a closet, and she's dressed as Ghostface.
Yeah, I never understood this, and I still don't. And then she
stabs him twice with an umbrella, like she's the fucking penguin or something. Yeah. Like, And then she takes off the mask, and
she stops stabbing.
And I'm like, dude, just keep stabbing.
Keep stabbing.
And go for the neck.
Yeah.
Jesus.
You stab the parts that matter.
Because she's piercing him with the...
but she's piercing his shoulder. That's not going to kill you.
A little higher. A little higher and to the
little up to the left. Like, just fucking... I mean, yeah, you may not want to be a killer, but it's kill or be killed right now. Yeah. Like, just stab in the face.
Why is she dressed like Ghostface? Just to be...
Just because
an added, fuck you?
I'm sorry, we're at Shut Up, It's a Movie.
Yeah. Because then she takes it off immediately, and she's like, well, fuck you, Billy. Mm-hmm. And then Stu chases her, and then she fucking...
She knocks him down. And
gives him a Freddy line.
Yeah, she does. Welcome to... What does she say? The fuck does she say?
I forget something about...
I forgot the line. It's like, welcome to my world or something like that.
No,
like,
that's...
Something along those lines. But whatever. She throws the TV on his face.
And it kills him. Like, electrifies him.
Well, I mean, first of all, no. But might kill him, but not electrifying. Yeah. That's nonsense. But whatever. It's a movie. We can go with that. And then, so she says some quippy line and fucking throws the TV on his face. He's dead. Then Billy pops up again. Because it's fucking Billy. And how does she dispatch of him first? What does she do?
No, Gil has the gun. She's back up again. She's like, she
flat out just shoots him. Like, fuck it, we're done.
And she's like,
this time I remember off now, motherfucker.
You bastard.
And then Randy pops up like, hey, I'm still alive, guys. I'm not dead.
And they will shoot him because he pops up and they're like, oh, Jesus. And he's like,
no, I'm alive.
I'm alive. And then he's just like, again, the whole nerd of it all, like, this is when the supposed killer is... Or no, the killer is supposedly dead, but he comes back for one last scare.
And then he does, and then Sydney shoots him.
Like the whoo! And then...
Not in my movie.
Dead. And I'm like, well, kind of in your movie, because he did go back. He did come back for one last scare, the whole
whoop. Well, but they used something else for one final scare. But we'll get to that in 2 seconds. So basically, we're done. And then, from that moment forward, we're kind of done. And then it literally flashes on this, like, big, loud noise and scary shot of Ghostface. And then it's the end credits. I'm like, well, it's a one last scare for no reason.
Yeah, because, Dewey's getting loaded in, he's still alive. Mm-hmm. Gail is, like, got story of the century, because she's, like, eyewitness report. She's got a new cameraman already. I'm like, Jesus, Kenny. Well, I mean... Kenny's not even
cold yet. But, I mean, it's a news place. They've got fucking cameramen.
Yeah, she just called, like, hey, can I just get another cameraman? My other one just super dead.
She called up Cameraman RS and fucking got the next guy.
And then we get the whole Ghostface credits.
And then credits.
So yeah, as far as ratings go, it's 10 out of 10. Yeah. It's 10. I'll be right back. Out of 10 for me.
I'm definitely giving it 10s. I'm feeling woozy here. It's a great film.
This is it did redefine the genre.
Oh, absolutely.
Because I don't know,
it created a genre for the 90s.
Because here's the thing, like,
There were so many copycats
where
after
was
this.
horror in 1996?
Non-existent.
Like, it kind of went the way of the dodo come, like, the early 90s.
Not really. It
right?
was still... In the early
It wasn't
90s,
as
there was a
prominent.
lot of horror films, especially because a movie that had won the Academy Award in 1991 was a horror movie, Silence of the Lambs.
Yeah.
So there were a lot of horror movies, but it was a lot of, like, Dr. Giggles and weird fucking gimmicks like that that were good, but... Well, Dr. Giggles was not good, but one day we will get to that. But they were going for, like, overt shock value and not much of a story. So they weren't really all that good, so they kind of dropped off.
Yeah.
And then, ironically, Wes Craven made Wes Craven's New Nightmare, which was, as we found out from this movie, about 2 years too early.
Yeah.
A little too self-referential, it's a little too meta, didn't quite hit. And then there was a lot of, like, odd horror films coming out every now and then. And then this movie hit the right exact moment of... This is sort of where film nerds were kind of hitting the prominence. Mm. And this is where this came from, is, like... Kevin Williamson kind of wrote it at the time where he's like, oh, all of my friends who used to work in video stores and shit like that are kind of being these guys. So this is kind of where we went, and it just hit at this exact moment. And then people talked about it. Because, again, it didn't really do all that well when it was first released. It was, over time, it started to build and build and build because people are like, this is a smart slasher movie. Now, I debate the term smart. I don't think it's all that smart. It's a standard slasher film. Not saying it's a bad thing. It's certainly a little cut above the rest.
The word
but
is clever, not smart.
Yeah,
because it's whole tongue in cheek.
The whodunit is what
the
literally
referencing the rules and.
But the whodunit really is where it shined because it cropped up a shit ton of fucking copycats after this.
Well, Jesus,
Urban Legend.
We'll get to them.
I know what you did last summer, and then there's like
we can
a
do a whole
shit
month,
ton.
literally.
Yeah, we literally could.
These fucking like Scream ripoff movies.
So it was, and I mean, I'm not saying it was a bad thing because there was a handful that were pretty good. Like I will say, Urban Legend was pretty good. I know what you did last summer. Like they were never bad, but they were all still. And I want to put this out there, like not to undercut this movie at all, but it is just a slasher film. It really is. It's a really well done one, but it is just a slasher film. It follows all the rules of slasher movies. It's just telling you the rules, and that's where the difference comes in.
Well, it's
but
just
I still
a slasher
think
movie, but I think it's because it was the first slasher movie of its kind.
Actually, it wasn't, because Wes Craven's New Nightmare did it 2 years before. It literally was the same idea of let's turn horror specifically on its ear. Of like, we're going to reference movies, we're going to reference everything that's going on, and we're going to tell you everything that's going on as it's happening.
Yeah.
Right? New Nightmare didn't hit because it was trying to go for the wrong audience.
I think the difference is like it's this movie, but they shoehorn Freddy in. You know what I mean?
Not really. I mean, put it this way: as much like because at the time, no one understood what New Nightmare was doing. It is now praised unbelievably of like, holy shit, this was genius, we just didn't realize it, and that's true. The problem with New Nightmare is that because this had never been done before, they didn't know who to market it to. They were marketing it to the fans of A Nightmare on Elm Street, and that's not what you needed to do.
Right.
Because with that flick, it just... You needed a new audience, but they weren't going to get it because they were using Freddy. In this world where you've got Scream, it's a different character, different idea.
Plus, you put a bunch of like fucking
young,
good-looking
people.
Kids,
yeah,
you know what I mean?
You CW it up before there was a CW, and that's just what's going to happen. You know what I mean? It like just a bunch of pretty people in jeopardy. You know, which is
what this genre turns out to be later on with your urban legends and your I know what you.
I mean, it does get turned up to 11, and not necessarily for the good, but that's generally what this created, and that's just kind of what works.
And as far as MVPs, I mean, it's obvious it's Stu.
I mean, if you don't love Matthew Lillard by the end of this, you have not watched the movie because he's the best thing in it.
Because I get the whole, like, maybe he's a little much, but that's what this movie needs.
I gotta tell you, every time he's on screen, it's his movie. I don't care who else is in there, I don't care what they're doing, you're looking at Matthew Lillard because he's awesome. And
he's
honestly,
captivating, because the whole, like...
And honestly, he's like that in every movie he's in. I've enjoyed everything he's done.
And that includes some real stinkers.
Yeah, and one movie that we'll talk about eventually one day that is just sort of... It's fallen under the radar. Will we get to it? I don't know if it was in the 90s. I hope it was. A movie called SLC Punk. I don't remember if it was in the 90s or not. But it's a great fucking movie, and if it's not, go watch it yourself.
So yeah, MVP, Stu.
God, yes.
10 on 10 for the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Probably won't be that next week.
I don't know, because as I was telling you off mic, I haven't seen Scream 2 since 1997 in a movie theater. I don't remember it. I have done the notes so I know who the killers are, but I don't remember the movie at all. I'm just trying to think. I don't remember a fucking thing about it. So